What's up, boys? It's me, Bluers, and this is the first upload to this channel. My name is Josh. I'm 21 and I am currently an unprofitable trader, and I'm in the process of obviously learning. And this is the start of a series of road from unprofitable to my first payout. So a little bit about me, my trading journey is so I started in pretty much at the very start of November, where one of my mates actually got me interested in it. Originally, I'd always thought, this can't work for me. I obviously work 9 to 5. How am I meant to make this work, sort of thing? And that's when I discovered swing trading and intraday trading. And originally, I started off watching Trades by Sai and was trading gold, and since then I've moved, well, not that long ago actually, about 2 weeks ago, I've started watching Alex Gonzalez, and I now trade Forex, and obviously use the weekly, daily, 4 hour to try and get the best possible conviction about my trades. And that's a strategy that I'm using at the moment, obviously. And this series is, for one, to help me look extra in depth at my trades during the week, and also look at my trades for next week. So how these episodes are going to go in this series are, so I'm going to first of all look at the trades that I took last week, and obviously, did I win? Did I lose? What did I do? Why did I enter it? What could I have done better? Was it lucky, or these sort of things? And hopefully just keep refining my strategy. I know this week was not a very good week for me at all. I definitely didn't stick to my trading plan, and also I sort of had created this false trading plan that I was using, which doesn't work basically. So this week I wasn't using my 30-minute to enter my trades. For some reason I was just entering straight off the 4 hour. Don't know why, but I've since looked back at this and realised what the hell was I doing, sort of thing. But obviously we're going to go through it now. We're going to go through the trades that I took this week. I only won one trade this week, and that was on Monday. Also this week I definitely overtraded. I think I took 5 trades, and there was one on Monday, none on Tuesday, 2 on Wednesday, and 1 on Thursday. So it was that four trades, but a lot of them I shouldn't have actually jumped in on. And the one that actually did win, I didn't even let hit TP, because on my funded accounts I was actually in drawdown of about 0.5%, and I basically just wanted to try and get back into the positive, just so I can sort of remove that barrier in my head. But I've ended the week on my funded accounts, I'm actually down 2% now, so not a great week, but here we go. So I'm going to look at, well, I've got it up on my iPad here. Also, if you don't follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, TradesByBluers. I did document my room transformation before actually starting to upload, because I wanted to try and make my workspace as best I could to make my videos better and just give me something to actually work off because before there was nothing. And yeah, if you could follow me over there, that'd be much appreciated, and you'd also get a more in-depth look, because I tweet on there daily my general thoughts and things like that. And yeah, ask me questions, because I want to connect with people to obviously learn, help myself and help others if I can. Obviously I shouldn't really be giving out advice at the moment, because I am definitely not profitable. At the moment I'm sort of a bit of a break-even trader, so obviously have weeks where I do really well, have weeks where I do bad, but obviously cracking down, hopefully next week's a lot better than this one. So I'm going to stop talking now and let's just get on and look at my trades that I took this week. So I'm going to start off with GBP USD, and from what you'll notice, the way I trade becomes quite obvious when you look at my charts. So this is obviously GU, and what I've done is marked up these weekly area of interest zones. So these blue and purple boxes are the weekly areas of interest, and basically what I do is I just wait for the price to tap into these and see how it reacts, and I use the weekly, daily, 4 hour to determine my bias, whichever is the majority I go for. Sorry, I'm a bit coldy at the moment, my nose is all blocked up, but obviously I go with the general bias for what I'm looking for when it reaches these zones. So obviously this week, the weekly is obviously bearish, and the daily, oh yeah, it's kind of different because at the start of the week it wasn't actually like that. So at the start of the week, the weekly was kind of undecided whether it was, well, before the week started, the weekly was bullish, and now that the week's ended, it is obviously bearish. But when I was obviously determining these trades, it wasn't. So like the daily is bearish here, 4 hour was bullish at the time, I believe. So this was a trade I took on Monday. I entered off this candle here, which was, I believe this was 1 PM my time. So I entered off this candle here. Was obviously, I wanted a 2-to-1 risk to reward. That's what I look for in every trade, but I think I ended up closing around a 1-to-1 around this point here. And that was, like I said earlier, just to try and eradicate my losses on my account that I had. So I was back to I was back to evens on the account. I think I was a little bit in profit, but yeah. So obviously, let's put this back there. So reason I took this trade, we also had a liquidity sweep here, and we had quite a strong bullish push up here. These two 4-hour candles, and the 4-hour candle closed above my area of interest, which is what I look for, and that is the reason I took this trade. Obviously I should have let it play out and I would have got my 2-to-1, but there we go. And obviously from now on GU I'll be looking for sells as all the time frames have shifted. Yeah, overall I don't think this was a bad trade. I think this was quite a good trade. I didn't use the 30-minute for my entry, which I didn't do all week. I don't know why, because obviously you can see here the 30-minute had gone bearish and it started to build up bullish structure again, which would have obviously been a more convincing factor in this trade. And I think even when I closed it, I wasn't even looking at the structure. I was just like, here you go, get me out. Like, I just want to take the money. So yeah, so let's move on to my second trade of the week, which was Euro USD. And I'm not quite sure what this trade was. I believe it is this one. So I was obviously looking at the greatest scale, and I was looking for buys. So obviously the structure was bullish. It had gone on a little correction over here, and I was expecting it to shoot back up, which obviously it didn't this week. So you can see that it is now bearish, but at the time, the previous low, well, the price was at this level here, over here, and that had not broken the previous low. So I was still looking for buys on the weekly, and the daily had not broken this low either at the time. It was over here, so it was still above, and the 4 hour was starting to build up a little bit, I believed. Obviously these trades and not the best ones to go off, because this was not a good week and I didn't follow my rules, which didn't help. But I also entered this trade early, so you can see my box there. I entered it before the 4-hour candle closed, which obviously, if I'd waited for that, I wouldn't have taken a trade anyway. But what I entered it off was these 30-minute candles here, and I was looking for a reversal, and I saw this structure here, which I now know is obviously not that strong to go off, because this green candle here did not engulf this previous candle, this previous red candle. So obviously that's a big L, and it's something that I'm going to avoid in the future, as I now know this. I should have known it already, but I was also, I'm not sure why I took this trade, to be honest. So let's move on to the next one. So here we are looking at Euro GBP. I actually took this trade twice, because I was trying to enter it. I was really quite desperate to enter it, which is obviously not a good thing. So I was looking for sells, I believe. So this weekly structure is obviously bearish, and the daily structure is also bearish, as we have broken the previous lows. And if I go to the 4-hour, where you'll be able to see my entries that are here. So I actually entered off of this red candle here originally, and obviously went into a little bit of profit at the start, and it pulled back, and I got out of break even on this trade. Oh, maybe not, maybe I was a little bit of drawdown in this, but I exited it because I sort of wasn't fully convinced after seeing this movement, and also just the price did not move with the session. So I was a bit I expected it to move with the session, so that's also why I exited it. And that was on Wednesday, and I re-entered on Thursday, which in future I'm no longer taking trades after Wednesday. So Wednesday is my cut-off for any entries, and I want to try and close before the weekend as well, just in case something crazy happens over the weekend where I just get wiped out, unless I'm really far into my take profit. But then again, it's also another reason to exit it and take the win. And then over here, I re-entered off of this movement here. So I saw this 4-hour candle here, very indecisive, but a big rejection from the area of interest. And also this candle here was also a big rejection from the area of interest. So I entered here, and obviously went really far into drawdown, and I think I exited around here, 0.8273, somewhere around there, because I was second guessing myself again about entering this on a Thursday, and the structure not really looking that great, and also just the fact that there wasn't really that much movement during the sessions. And obviously it's a good job I did, because I would have hit full stop loss. So that was kind of a bigger loss avoided, but just not good trades to take anyway, because if we look at the 30-minute structure, it's kind of just a load of rubbish. Like, there's not really anything going on, and it's sort of just consolidating between these two price points. So I think that was a good trade to have avoided. And did we do this one? No, we didn't. So this was by far my worst trade of the week. I was looking for buys on NZD CAD, as it is tapped into this resistance zone here. God, sorry. So we obviously saw this big push up from this zone here before, and I was hoping that it would replicate that this time. And I saw this candle, this second red candle here. I saw that as a rejection when within actual fact it wasn't really a very strong rejection. Didn't even close green, so I shouldn't have really entered that at all. And also this was late at night on Thursday. I think this was 9 p.m. on Thursday, and I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Took it even though the spreads were terrible as well, because that was part of the reason I got stopped out so early, was that my spreads were terrible. And obviously this hit stop loss pretty much immediately, so that was a very bad trade to take. And if I had looked at the 30-minute structure and also just considered the fact that this is Thursday about 9 p.m. at night, so I was literally like, it's pretty much the worst possible time for me to enter a swing trade. So yeah, you can see the 30-minute structure is not bullish at all, and if I'd looked at that, it'd been very obvious not to enter this trade, and that is something that I've definitely learned this week and I'm going to be using next week and in future. So that was all of my trades from this week. Overtraded, lots of silly losses. Basically only one good trade for the week that is a valid trade. The rest were sort of hit or miss, like not really that convincing, and just sort of probably FOMO. And yeah, I just need to be more disciplined and wait for my entry signal, and like just wait for my trade setup to present itself in future, which is what I'm going to be doing from now on. And hopefully we will not be repeating these mistakes again. So that is all of the trades from last week done. Let's move on to next week's trades. Alright, so that's the trades from this week that we have looked at. So now we're going to be looking at what I anticipate to happen next week, the possible trades that I could be entering. Obviously these are all trades that are sort of near my area of interest. One of my areas of interest that I could enter off, and I've sort of just got to see a few things before I enter it, obviously taking into account what I've learned last week and everything I know already. So we're starting off with GBP USD. So I am anticipating obviously more sells on here, but I want to see a break and retest of this area of interest here. So it has currently broken it, not strongly, but it has broken it. But I'd like to see a bit of a further push down and then a pullback into the area of interest. This may happen this week or it may happen next week, but that's what I anticipate to happen. So that's GU. Obviously, I forgot to say, these are not in any sort of particular order. It's just like I've got alerts on TradingView, so I get the alert when it's tapping into these zones, and I move them into sort of my like high priority area. So that's where I'll be keeping more of a close eye on them, checking it sort of every 4 hours for the candles to close, to see if I can enter it. So here we have Euro USD, where I'm anticipating sort of a similar thing. So it has broken that area of interest, and I'm just looking for retest and then a continuation. So just wait for it to go back into that zone. If it doesn't touch that zone, I probably won't enter it. But I'm just going to look for obviously a shifted structure to the upside and then a shifted structure back down and enter it then. So next we have Euro GBP, and I think we could see a bit of a retracement back to the upside and then expect sells again. It's just created a new low on the daily and the weekly, so there's a good chance it could pull back instead of continuing downwards. So that's that. AUD CAD, similar thing. Obviously I'd like to see it make a new low here and then pull back into this range and drop down. GBP CAD, similar thing. Oh, I thought I deleted that. Yeah, so hopefully pull back into this area of interest and then reverse back down again. AUD USD, looking for sales on here as well. Obviously don't enter these just because I'm saying it. Bless me. Oh my god. Right, don't enter these trades just because I'm saying whatever. Obviously I haven't even proved myself that I know this stuff yet. I'm just sort of explaining to you my thought process, and hopefully you can learn something from it and better your strategy, or you know. So here we're also looking for sales on the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. So there we go, that's what I hope to happen. Euro AUD, similar sort of thing again, pull back into the area of interest and then just a continuation to the downside. Ooh. USD CAD, so this one looks messy, but I either expect it to go on a higher retracement up to there and sell back down again, or just drop from this point. But it's still currently bearish on the daily, so there we go. NZD USD, similar sort of thing again, just a break, retest and continuation. USD CHF, this one also very similar thing, although it's already pulled back into this range. And if we look at this chart, like, there's only one way this is going. So this is quite a high conviction from me. I'll probably end up entering this at some point. But yeah, that is all of my trades from last week and all my trades that I anticipate for next week. Let me know if you enjoy this style of content and if you want me to keep it up. I plan on doing this every week, every weekend, and hopefully doing some other videos in between. Hopefully this is the start of something special, and yeah, hopefully this is the last unprofitable week we see. That'd be amazing. But yeah, make sure to leave a comment, subscribe if you enjoyed, and yeah, just I want to try and connect with more people in a similar sort of space, similar sort of training style, to help learn from each other. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Good luck trading next week. Thank you.